Whether you're running from spiders in Hunt Showdown or massive caterpillars in Don't Starve Together, there's something to run from for everyone this week, even if it's just your friend's uncoordinated gameplay. We don't know about you guys, but if we could only ever stick to one single game genre for the rest of our lives, we would probably choose action RPGs. Therefore, we're super happy with this week's first headliner news, bringing us a new ARPG, although, at least for now, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Arkheron is a team-based PvP game in which 15 teams of 3 fight their way up a tower, clashing with each other in continued showdowns where the winner team takes it all. With each match won, the teams ascend higher until only one team claims victory. The twist is how much freedom you seem to have with your builds. These are defined by the items you pick up, as those grant you powers, as long as you keep these relics with you. Collecting a full set of 4 relic pieces grants a game-changing 5th ability. This comes at a cost, as you'll be locked to those abilities for the rest of the match. So mixing and matching different sets could allow for even more interesting synergies, especially if you're playing smart around your teammates' builds and powers. Because, as we said, those are teams of 3, and playing around each other's strengths and weaknesses might be the deciding factor. As for who will claim victory, it's not just about raw damage, but also strategy. The audio is said to be immersive and give off audio cues, so you'll hear any dangers before you can even see anything. The combat seems to have a steep learning curve, with its free aim, fast pace, and isometric camera on top. But it also looks really interesting with its mix of teamwork, pressure, and competition. And fun fact, the studio developing this, Bonfire Studios, was founded by Rob Pardo, who had worked at Blizzard until 2014, where he worked on StarCraft, Warcraft 3, WoW, and Diablo IV. Reportedly, Pardo was the one who proposed Diablo III's real money auction house back in the day. Why did I tell you this? To let you know that behind this is not just some random studio who might drop this during early access, but instead some genre veteran who likely, or hopefully, will shape an ARPG that's fun and staying that way for more than a month. And if we've got your attention now, here's the best news. You can sign up now for the playtest on Steam. The game's release date has yet to be announced, but it is coming to PC, PS5 and Xbox with cross-play multiplayer later. And talking about Blizzard, the new Season 10 in Diablo IV is going live on September 23rd. It's called Infernal Chaos, and we really hope that the trailer sets the base of what to expect from it. And no, we're not talking about how it was near impossible to even understand what the season was about if you chose not to read the text overlay, or if you were as distracted by the choice of animated splash art as we were. Because we hope they finally remembered what made seasons in Diablo III fun. And in case you haven't played those at all, they were all about switching up the gameplay loop, giving you ridiculously overpowered abilities, and all new synergies. They always felt satisfying, fresh, and rewarding. We didn't feel that way at all about the first few seasons in Diablo IV. And from what we've seen from the community, no one really did. So with each season, we hope they'd finally change things up to be more about, well, having fun. But let's have a look at the highlights of Season 10 and what to expect from it. There will be a new seasonal story questline, as well as new mechanics called Chaos Perks that work similar to the past vampiric or boss powers. They alter the gameplay quite a bit, especially the Necromancer unique power called Alter the Balance, that turns your ultimate into a basic attack or core skill, and your core skill into a more powerful ultimate. Then, Chaos Armors can be found, which are variants of new and existing unique items. These will only drop for any other slot than they normally do. So you can now finally wear your build's meta boots as a helmet. This opens up a lot more armor builds and hopefully allows for some interesting combinations. Also new are Infernal Hordes as an endgame activity, and Chaos Rifts, one of the sources for the new Chaos armors. There are also a ton of new cosmetics coming, including a new battle pass, of course. They really leveled up their cosmetics game in Diablo IV. Just a shame that you can never really admire your own character up close in those isometric games. It'll be interesting to see if Season 10 is interesting enough to bring players back into the game. But if you'd rather enjoy a new season in a Blizzard ARPG that's seldomly disappointed and had some of the most fun seasons in the franchise, Diablo III also just had Season 36 go live, which is called the Lords of Hell, and recycles the Soul Shards mechanic that first arrived in Season 25. Many of you will probably have already heard about Pioner, or Pioneer. That was announced in 2023 as an open-world FPS MMO in a post-apocalyptic setting. So pretty similar to the Stalker or Fallout games. They initially showed pretty impressive trailers for their game that promised a blend of PvE missions with more typical RPG elements like questing and crafting, but also extraction-style PvP zones where not only the survival elements mattered, but also making smart decisions around risk and reward, as the PvP includes full loot. Since then, a couple of closed betas took place, and based on player feedback, it seems that the developers have made some bigger changes and adjustments to tackle what was lacking. Now, what might set this one apart is the emphasis on realism, so there won't be any health bars or traditional RPG-like leveling systems. Instead, the focus is on exploration of an open world that spans more than 50 square kilometers, with different points of interest and dynamic events. Let's just hope they do not craft a giant Ubisoft formula open world with thousands of markers to visit. But the rest still looks intriguing to us, as fans of the Fallout games. And the good news is, we might all be able to see for ourselves soon, as an open beta playtest is scheduled for October 2025 on Steam, with the full release rumored to be later this year. Console releases are also expected to follow later on. Starting on September 24th, a new event launches in Hunt Showdown 1896, running all the way until December. It's called Web of the Empress, and for this event, the devs decided that swarms of poison-spewing spiders that build huge nests everywhere around the bayou, trying to turn you into a webbed snack, were a fun thing to do. All I can say about this is, definitely bring your flamethrowers, and no way I will go anywhere near this mess. I could deal with the Killer Clown event that they had a while back, but these guys here? Man, no loot in the world is worth it. Oh wait, guys, they say that you're going to be rewarded big time for destroying their nests. For example, with one of the brand new tarot cards that will also be introduced with the update. These consist of 12 cards that are single-use items but provide powerful effects. Some are so powerful that they even come with a drawback if used, like the Tower card, which ignites everyone in a large area with high fire damage, including yourself and your teammates. But see, that's one option for fire-based weapons to bring into a nest if you lack the fire bombs. This event is, as always, free to play, and only costs your sanity, as there's no arachnophobia filter, and the PvE Spider Swarm event looks intense. As many of you already know, one of our goals with this news format is showing you guys updates to existing games. But what we love just as much is showing you new games that you ideally have never heard of before. And we also believe it's important to support small game studios too, who develop their games out of passion and not according to monetization models. So here's our new showcase section. 100% our opinion, 0% sponsored. And for today's showcase, the developers actually reached out to us. And we're glad they did, because we had never heard about their game called the Artifactory before either. They asked if we would be interested in testing their demo, and we're glad we gave it a try. Anyone who loves co-op games like Overcooked will feel right at home with the Artifactory. In this co-op party game, you and your friends craft items like magic potions, swords and shields, which you then pack into loot boxes to be shipped to the next best dungeon. Next time we're playing a dungeon crawler and only get white-grade weapons from our chests, we will surely look back and laugh at how we kept on forgetting the higher grade recipes over and over, questioning our cognitive abilities. You also manage machines, power supply, hazards, traps, and the worst of all, each other. But if you think that this is a game for casuals, believe us, it quickly stops feeling casual and becomes quite challenging, but in a good way. The levels are creative and get increasingly chaotic and difficult, so you'll soon find out just how uncoordinated you and your friends really are. It made us laugh and scream and kinda question how we feel about chickens. So if you want to find out yourself how bad your coordination really is, or if you enjoy supporting small teams, a free demo is available on Steam, with local couch co-op or remote play together. There are two groups of people in the world. Those who understand the word choom, like you do, and everyone else. But honestly, those others are probably Maelstrom scavs, so keep your distance. While we get plenty of chooms in Night City with Cyberpunk 2077, the absence of real-life chooms was a real loss. However, the latest job posting from CD Projekt Red is bringing some co-op hope for the future of the franchise. They are currently looking for lead network engineers to implement multiplayer features, including matchmaking. So maybe Cyberpunk 2 will allow for co-op gigs or even let us roam Night City in small gangs all together. Either way, we are already hyped to see what they are planning and will keep you updated. PlayStation players among you will need to be brave. Being an exclusive PS5 owner won't be an excuse to skip Valheim for much longer, as the game is heading to Sony's flagship next year. If you're on PS4, you dodged the bullet by a hair's width, but don't get too comfortable just yet. This move to yet another platform besides PC and Xbox is interesting considering Valheim has been in early access for almost 5 years. But that's about to change. Alongside the console launch, the devs are working on the next big content update called Deep North and preparing for the long-awaited 1.0 release. So stay tuned. Turns out, fays and fairies play a crucial role in fairy tales, especially when they come true. A few weeks ago, we talked about Fae Farm's multiplayer and its development shutting down after massive layoffs hit the studio behind it. Now, a collective of independent studios led by industry veterans, including some of the original developers, has purchased the game's title, IP rights and source code. Their first goal is to restore the game and bring back multiplayer by early October. But the plans don't stop there. They want to continue development, provide updates, and release fixes moving forward. Sometimes passionate developers and just the right amount of backlash from loving fans can turn the tide. And if spreading the word helps even a tiny bit in creating such good endings, then we're glad to do so. If you've noticed Pocket Pair going quiet and Pal World updates not popping up as often, that's not just a feeling, it's a deliberate choice. But don't worry, Nintendo hasn't won and Pal World isn't shutting down. Quite the opposite, in fact. The devs announced they are now focused on wrapping up early access and preparing for the full 1.0 release. To get there, they are prioritizing bug fixes, listening to player feedback, and working on a massive update that will launch alongside 1.0. Further details will come eventually, but it might take a little more time before we hear about them. We're not even officially in Halloween season yet, and the first dark update has already landed. Then again, with Don't Starve Together's usual vibe, you could argue every update can be considered dark, I guess. The latest Ancient Echoes update introduces the brand new volcanic-inspired Fumaroli area. Beneath its rocky surface, you'll discover ancient ruins, caves, and, for once, not spiders, but a massive caterpillar boss waiting to be challenged. On top of that, there are Twitch drops and a big discount across the whole franchise to celebrate the release. So if you've always been curious about the game, now is a good time to try it out. Currently, you can grab Project Winter for free on the Epic Games Store until September 25th. The game also just received a new update called Cabin Fever, which builds on the core gameplay of this 8-player survival and social deception game. Hidden traitors, changing weather, and tight teamwork will decide each match. In short, you can't trust the weather forecast nor anyone else, so enjoy the chaos. The open beta for Fellowship is live on Steam until September 23rd, giving you an early chance to try this co-op dungeon crawler ahead of its full release next month. It features endlessly scaling dungeons that put teams of 4, tank, healer, and damage dealers to the test. Each run comes with fresh modifiers, tougher enemies, and bosses with mechanics designed to keep you on your toes, making every attempt feel different. Loot and gear progression decide how far your group can push, while leaderboards add a layer of friendly competition for those who are interested. We played the beta some time ago and had a good time, though Nox might disagree, but that's the healer life, isn't it? From the looks of it, plenty of new content has been added since then. So if you're looking for something to play with friends, Fellowship is worth checking out before launch. But that's all for this week. We wish you a lot of fun in co-op and real life with your favorite people, and we'll see you again in the next one.